They're trying to get you banned for violent threats again? What violent threat did I make this time? What happened now? Okay, don't say what is it? God damn it, man. Okay, calm down. I want to know what it is. Now I want to know what it is. Is it ban that chatter? They're saying you called H a valid military target. I mean, if someone is participating in a raid in the West Bank, if someone of the Israeli occupying force is participating in a raid in the West Bank, in the process of participating in that raid, just in the process of participating in that raid, yeah, they are a valid military target. This is just the international law. It's not me that is threatening anybody. It's, take it up with the United Nations. It's also something that supposedly Ethan Klein himself believes. So I'm confused. They're saying you currently think she's a valid target? No, of course not. That's fucking idiotic. I've never said that, and I don't believe that, and they're lying. It's the way it's clipped. No, that's fucking bullshit. Reddit seems more obsessed with you than usual lately. I know. D is literally saying someone should kill you, not trying to bring your mood down or anything, but this is going way too far at this point. You should totally get the police involved. Oh, this. So if I started saying like Hasan is Hamas propagandist and therefore a legit military target, which, by the way, he does say that. What? He says that every day, which I do not believe. Everyone is going to be okay with that. This is the fourth time a leftist Twitch streamer has explicitly called for me or Hila's death. Nobody has been reprehended for these death threats by Twitch, not once. I've never called for a death threat against Ethan Klein or Hila Klein. That is insane. That's bullshit. And he knows that that's bullshit. He's just actively trying to victimize himself. For comparison on YouTube, Bad Empanada played an FPS game where he played Hamas and murder Israelis. He simulated murdering Hila in a game, resulting in a week-long suspension. I don't even think that happened. It's not something that I believe. It's complete and utter nonsense. You're literally getting drama farmed. Holy fuck, no one cares about these losers. Stop giving them time. I mean, if they're trying to actively try to get me banned, I think it's important to address that. That's completely made up. It's utterly delusional. It's ironically something that Ethan himself has said he believes. You were saying that if the journalist had a picture with Sinwar was a military target, then anyone could be considered a valid military target. What is going on? What? Even the Nazis weren't this blatant. This is just far beyond the pale. It's actually unbelievable. Honestly, think you could perfectly justify attacking and killing Hasan IRL for statements like this. Wow. My cyber stalker cult community leader is saying that it's justifiable to attack and kill me in real life. That's definitely actionable, I'm pretty sure. It's also weird that this guy gets to have a YouTube account. He said that today. Wait, that's today. If we're going to talk about this, the full context and the clip itself, you literally say if it were a part of an active raid in the West Bank or Gaza, that'd be a valid military target. Is so dumb. Yeah, it was linked in the mod chat. Okay, now you're calling for his deplatforming? I'm memeing. He committed a crime, by the way. Yeah, what the fuck? One of his fucking active cyber stalking sex cult members literally approached me in public, if you recall, when I was at the DNC. And he actually celebrated that in his community. So in the past, he has legitimately celebrated people coming up to me and harassing me in the real world. So now he's amplifying that to his own audience, to his own community. And not only is he's just increasing the intensity and saying that it's justifiable to attack and kill me in real life. I think this goes maybe a step beyond drama at that point. Like, you get to stay on Twitch, Hasan. You got laughed out of the DNC. That's crazy that you're watching your favorite content creator issue a death threat to me, and you're in here at his behest, and you're talking about, I got laughed out of the DNC. This doesn't seem like a clip chimp. This seems like something that is actionable. What will it take? Yeah, this was the average Destiny fan interaction. So this weirdo really went there just for Hasan. I'm shaking. And this was what we found out. And we found out that he was a racist too. I found him. Shouted on a stream. I'm going to tell Hasan, Destiny made you. Y'all need someone to find Hasan's location at the DNC. I'm here. What's this about? Y'all, I'm at the DNC. I'm going to find Hasan. What should I say? Did it. I want to troll, lol. It's Hasan. He's right there. I'm shaking. This was in that same community, Destiny's community, where he's calling for my death. At what point do we stop? At what point do people in his orbit say, hey man, I think you've gone too far? There were certain things that I think people would do back in the day that like all content creators would just like stay away from. One of those things was, it's a long time ago now, but like if you went after someone's sponsors, no matter how fucking gross someone was, no matter how gross a content creator was or how evil they were, many other content creators in the periphery would immediately pounce on that person. Okay. Then the next line that was crossed was doxing. Okay. Doxing content creators. Now, the next line that is crossed is, I guess, issuing direct death threats to content creators. You don't mess with sponsors, Lamont? No, I'm not saying I give a shit about that. I'm saying that was like the attitude amongst like YouTube content creators, where there was like almost like a golden rule that they would not let you violate. People would yell at you. You would have repercussions. So where is the original clip? Like, I know this is the original clip, but where is the clip that was clipped out of context to demand my banning? Because this is I know this was like a couple days ago. In the West Bank, doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcasters like Wife that participate in these raids, the violence that the Palestinians engage in an act of resistance against this illegal occupying force is literally legal, definitionally legal. Okay? It's just the truth, straight up. Yeah, this is international law. It could be everyone's favorite content creator. If they are, it could be anybody. Anyone that joins the Israeli occupying force and goes on a raid to the West Bank, which is illegally occupied by the state of Israel, under international law, an act of violent resistance against that occupying force is legal. This is not a matter of like, oh, I can't believe you're saying this thing. It's just international law. It doesn't matter that they look to be in garb that makes you think that they're in the right. Okay? This is not my opinion. This is not a matter of my own personal opinion. This is me saying this is the law. Okay? It would be a mistake not to be alarmed about this. What do you think is going to happen if you talk to him directly at this point? I'm not saying it's a good idea, but he's crossing a line. I think he has lost his mind a long time ago. See, it's content. All they want is content. I know. There's no engaging with a person that has spent the last 6 years actively coming after me. Devil's Advocate, you didn't clarify that it was during that time. They interpreted it as now a target for what she did then. No, there is no devil's advocate. This is the clip. This is the context. In the West Bank, doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcasters like Wife that participate in these raids, the violence that the Palestinians engage in an act of resistance against this illegal occupying force is literally legal, definitionally legal. I'm saying it, in the West Bank. This is the clip they're sharing. Al-Aqsa Brigade, doesn't matter if they're a part of the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, doesn't matter if they're DFLP, PFLP, or even former Fatah militants, okay? It is perfectly legal, perfectly valid, and perfectly moral. Okay? 100%. This is not like this is not a gray area. This is black and white. Okay? It doesn't get more black and white than this. So what's the clip? What's the clip that people are using? I'm confused. He's always going to take you out of context. Got to start ignoring these assholes. It's a simple concept. In America, we call it very similar idea castle doctrine. This is the clip. This is 49 seconds. This is from 12 hours ago. No repercussions, PFLP, or even former Fatah militants. Okay? It is perfectly legal, perfectly valid, and perfectly moral. Okay? 100%. This is not like this is not a gray area. This is black and white. Okay? It doesn't get more black and white than this. Israel's in the wrong. Israel is actually engaging in an apartheid, which is a crime in and of itself. Israel's doing a genocide in Gaza and an apartheid in the West Bank. 2 crimes in and of itself. And every type of armed resistance against both the settlers and also the Israeli occupying force in the West Bank. Doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcasters like Wife that participate in these raids. Doesn't matter if wait, the clip also features like, I'm so confused. The clip also factors the context. Bro had to make absolutely sure he knew he was talking about Healy here. For real, I thought the title was saying she was including the people. Twitch is probably going to donate subs to him for that one. Bet he won't get banned for this. Yeah, this is me talking about, in the process, in the West Bank, an illegal raid that the Israeli occupying force is conducting. This is not like this is not a matter of my opinion. This is just international law. This is also something that Ethan Klein himself has agreed to. The dumbest people on the internet think this is a death threat. Why is it always a problem if people lack listening comprehension skills? Yes, there's like, yeah, this is okay. Under international law, okay? Under international law, armed resistance against the occupying power is legal, okay? It's just legal. There's no ands, ifs, or buts. Ethan Klein himself has in the past said exactly this. This statement is not even remotely controversial. Not gonna lie, I was gonna say you might get a ban for this until you play the clip. Literally more context in theirs. You say in the West Bank. Yes. They are counting on people just believing them and being bad faith towards you. I don't think people actually watch or understand your words, to be honest. Why are you wasting your stream on this? Hire a lawyer and sue the fuck out of them. It doesn't work that way. But it is remarkable that like this immediately gets base boosted, 7.5K upvotes, and not a single person is like going, what are you talking about? Not only name drop the former IDF secretary living in the US. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying if you are participating in an illegal raid in the West Bank, in the process of said raid, the Palestinians have a legal right to resist. They believe you said violence against HK right now, not when she's doing illegal raids is acceptable. You didn't say this. The context is in the clip, but everyone is just going along with it. There is no point where I have said violence against someone who is not actively in combat is permissible. That is ridiculous. I don't believe that. That is illegal. This is not, and also immoral. It's a big part of the reason why I also advocate against what Israel is doing. I have also specified that IDF veterans are not valid military targets. Okay? Just because someone is an IDF vet or a veteran in general, if they're in a hospital bed or if they're fucking living out their days, that doesn't make them a valid military target. This is an intentional mischaracterization of my words, but it doesn't even necessarily, it doesn't even seem to be out of context. They take out of context what you said, that if everyone behaved like the IDF, then nuking Tel Aviv is permissible. Yeah, if Israel's targeting standards were international law, where you could literally kill people and their family members, as Israel has been doing in Gaza, then yes, I don't believe this, but that would be the case. I don't think it's appropriate, and I don't agree with it. I hate this out of context clip where Hasan is saying we should kill Israelis. Violence is never the answer. I think we should kill Hasan as punishment. Yeah, pretty much. The meta is now clips go viral on here and then get shared on Twitter. You even said in your original debate with them that she's not a legal target. These people are just making controversies for the fun of it. Yeah. Do you think that these content creators believe that you made an active death threat, or are they being intentionally obtuse? I think some are being intentionally obtuse, and others are just stupid, I guess. I mean, that subreddit is directly owned by someone who billed himself as Destiny's top orbiter. That's the reason why they do that. And that's the reason why they use that subreddit as a jump off point. And while under normal circumstances, I think the influence of the subreddit because of that has gone away, they still sometimes have a tendency to make impact like this, I guess. And people are not watching the video or trying to understand why it's clipped the way it is. Back in the day, the meta used to be clipping someone out of context to make it seem like they're saying something that they're not saying. Nowadays, they don't even, yeah, this is the guy who owns the subreddit now. This guy on the right. Former Twitch staff, by the way. I've been in here for all the clip streams of the last 4 years, and so, dude, this is the most pathetic one. They just clip something they disagree with. You aren't saying anything wrong here. Yeah, it's very strange. Every time there's an article on you on major media, I know. So weird, man. It's just fucking weirdo shit. Asserting the internationally recognized right of occupied people to resist their occupation, including with armed force, isn't even an implicit call. Yeah, I saw this. This is, okay, I'm liking this. Asserting the internationally recognized right of occupied people to resist their occupation, including with armed force, isn't even an implicit call for your death, let alone an explicit one. You hysterical crybaby. This is desperate desire to be the victim is genuinely pathological. First on all, Oxa is an FPS game where you, and then the rest is, I guess, bad empanada. Also, Ethan Klein has incessantly labeled a teen Yemeni TikToker Houthi. Yeah. What is this? CC Jake Tapper, Leo Terrell, New York Post. Stop anti-Semites. Ynet. Is this a joke or is this like a real fucking post? Soundpiker, who was exposed by my husband to be discussing creepers, retaliated by calling for violence against me. Think back and you'll notice a trend. When he wants to get at Ethan, he attacks me. This is just another glimpse into the psyche of a man who does not see women as equal. Okay, dude. This is literally girl bossing genocide defense. is a reply to a Visegrad post of that clip. No joke. Visegrad posted it. Wait, send me the Visegrad link. Here, I'll repost the full context. Hasan Piker, armed resistance against settlers in the IDF is justified. Doesn't matter if your favorite podcast's wife participated in these raids. Grok more info. Hasan Piker's statement from an August 13th Twitch stream defends Palestinian armed resistance against West Bank settlers and IDF as legal and moral, even if targets include your favorite podcast's wife, Hila Klein, Ethan Spice, spouse, who served in IDF. Critics view it as inciting violence against civilians. Proponents argue it's valid resistance to occupation. What do you mean critics view it as inciting violence against civilians? You openly, literally say this is in the process of a raid. I'm beefing with a clanker now. Hey, dude, you really need to learn about the attention economy? I don't know what the fuck you're saying. Don't forget, these are the same kind of people who pay to run bot farms to argue with people online and cause a dead internet theory. Yeah. I was going to post a longer clip with the context in it, but honestly, am I hugboxed here? Like, what's going on? Because, like, this post is not even the longer clip. This post is just the clip. It's a shorter clip. In the West Bank, doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcasters like wife that participate in these raids, the violence that the Palestinians engage in an act of resistance against this illegal occupying force is literally legal, definitionally legal. Okay? It's just the truth, straight up. It doesn't matter that they look to be in garb that makes you think that they're in the right. Okay? Like, the context is in there. And also, Ethan himself has agreed with me. Yeah.
Settlers in the West Bank are religious zealots. They're monsters. They're genocidal. I've even said the West Bank settlers are valid military targets. When you talk about like colonial settlers and stuff, like that's what's actually happening in the West Bank right now. And these people are more or less valid military targets, in my opinion. But it's not rocket science.
Let's get back to the IDF. You said the IDF is maybe not a terror organization. But the IDF is a terror organization.
I didn't say that. Wrong.
Through and through.
Wrong. Again, a liar.
Okay, so you think the IDF is a terror organization?
I said yes.
You believe the IDF is
I think it's fair to characterize them that way.
You're confused because it doesn't make sense. Like, trying to understand a lady who's obsessed with her psychiatrist doesn't add up. I know, but there's so much motion behind it. You know what I mean? It's just like, that's what fucking is crazy about it. The biggest political streamer on Twitch thinks the FBI should be involved. What is the FBI gonna do? Fucking come to my house and be like, yeah, this is legal. This is your accurate reflection of the legal right of occupied peoples to resist against the occupational military force. Like, wife that participate in these raids, the violence that the Palestinians engage in. When did you become so sensitive? I don't know. Maybe a lot of these people are running around and demanding that I get shot in the fucking street for saying that this is the international law. Like, my number one cyber stalker over the course of the past fucking 7 years now is openly telling his community that clips like this, me saying what international law is about an occupied people's legal right to resist against the occupational military force, justifies people attacking and killing me in real life. It is literally in the UN resolution. The General Assembly reaffirming its faith in the importance of implementation of the Declaration of Granting Independence to Colonial Countries and Peoples, continued in its Resolution 1514 of December 14th, 1960. This is the importance of the universal realization of the right of peoples to self-determination, the speedy granting of independence of colonial countries and peoples for the effective guarantee and observance of human rights. Wait, this doesn't have the resistance, I don't think. Like, that is a real death threat. What I'm saying is not a death threat at all. What I'm saying is just what the law is right now. It doesn't matter if it's someone that you like, someone who you enjoy the content of. If they are in the IDF at that moment, while they're in the IDF and participating in an illegal raid, occupied peoples have a right to resist militarily against the occupational force. This is legal and moral. Here, if the occupying power considers it necessary for imperative reasons of security to take safety measures concerning civilians, it may at most subject them to the assigned residence or internment. Assigned residence could mean their own homes or elsewhere, as with the temporary evacuation as described above. After effective occupation of territory, members of the territory's armed forces who have not surrendered, organized resistance movements, and genuine national liberation movements may resist the occupation. If they do so, they must distinguish themselves from the civilian population on the basis of GP1, at least carry their weapons openly during attacks and deployments. Civilians who take direct part in such hostilities lose their protection against attack for the time of their direct participation, but not their civilian status. If they do not participate directly in hostilities or no longer do so, for example, if they are hors de combat, which means no longer a participant in combat, as in, even if you are a member of the military, and this goes for members of the military, if you are retreating, if you are fleeing the battle, if you are a prisoner of war, there are new rules applied. If you're in the hospital, you are not an active enemy combatant. You cannot be killed by the occupational forces. You cannot be killed by the resistance forces. They are protected against their attacks. You know this from the lesson on the conduct of operations. Indirect support for the resistance movement, such as providing information or non-military supplies, does not constitute taking a direct part in hostilities. Those so engaged are civilians and therefore protected against attack. They may, however, be in contravention of security laws passed by the occupying power. In that case, they can be tried and sentenced for their freedom of movement restricted. Here, this is the 37th session of the UN General Assembly. Reaffirms the legitimacy of the struggle of peoples for independence, territorial integrity, national unity, and liberation from colonial and foreign domination and foreign occupation by all available means, including armed struggle. It has been reaffirmed time and time again. Are you worried? No, not really. What can I do? What can I do? There's nothing I can do. It is what it is. Oh, well. I do think that it's gotten worse over time and will only continue to be elevated by Asmongold and many other people like this who are just like awful, monstrous sociopaths. But that's crazy. It is what it is, I guess. The resistance against this illegal occupying force is literally legal, definitionally legal. Okay? It's just the truth. And
no, it's not. If somebody attacks Hila Klein, they're gonna go to jail.
Yeah, no shit, you fucking moron. I'm talking about in her participation in an illegal raid in the West Bank. Oh, God. No, it's not. Yeah, of course if someone were to attack Hila Klein right now, of course they should go to jail. What kind of fucking idiocy is this? Oh, my God.
Why is he telling people this? Why would he be what is wrong with you? Do you think he'll get banned for this? At this point, I don't think so. I think that Twitch just doesn't care. I do. I think that Twitch they're so ideologically captured by...
Yeah, Twitch is so woke. That's why they fucking never ban your bitch ass, dude. I don't know if they're actually intentionally obtuse or they're this stupid. Hasan, he's not misreading you by mistake. He's moving the conversation to something that makes you look bad. Yeah, of course. I know. I understand. I mean, or maybe he's that stupid. I don't know. He's definitely that stupid. It's a bit of both, I think. But again, it's no holds barred for these people. Okay? What is this? They're simultaneously too stupid and they're hate farming this? I know. All right. Still dealing with the drama? Damn, sorry to hear. Both sides egg each other on. It's not a both sides situation. It's not a both sides situation at all. This is just one side actively choosing to lie about what the contents of the video openly states. At this point, it has turned into... Like back in the day, at least there was an attempt to clip something out of context, okay? Now it's turned into clipping things in context, but just seemingly lying about what the video is, and people's attention spans have shortened to such a degree that they don't even watch the video and try to understand it. It's so strange. But what's strange is that it works to a certain degree. To the dumbest guy out there, they hear that and they go, oh, I guess that like this Hasan guy is really fucking violent and scary. He wants like death threats against random content creators and their wives and shit. It's like, no, that's not what I'm saying at all. Yeah, it's just every time I get like positive press or something, these guys go gung ho and try to find any way to like actively get the internet communities to stir up some panic with the most ridiculous, intentionally obtuse, malicious smears. But I mean, the death threat thing, like actively demanding that I get killed, is actually a bridge too far, I think.
Like, I don't know what to do. I don't. He wants in on the lawsuit? I guess so. I mean, like, he's making a direct call for violence. A direct and immediate call for violence against people that are American citizens. That's insane. Oh my God. Yeah, now you come to that conclusion. Well, I mean, no, I've said that before. I mean, I have. And so, yeah, make a post like with Alpha Mike. Let's share it. Yeah, I think that's something Ethan should report to the FBI. Honestly, yeah.
Bro, this fucker has the most whiny way of speaking. It's so blatantly fake. Why does it matter being against American citizens? Am I missing something? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's even trying to imply there. It is pretty crazy, though. It's going to get you even more lost souls to convince the more jingoistic they go. Don't give them the satisfaction or even being seemingly worked up. They get even more feral. You've done nothing wrong. No, I know. I think he's just trying to throw shit at a wall to see what sticks.
Like, I'm going to be real. Like, I think that, like, I mean, at this point, like, you have, like, it's domestic terror. Yeah, I mean, report what? Report that you have a person that's on a platform that's making an open call for violence and insinuating that one specific person should be a victim to that.
I mean, we just watched like the Roblox shit, right? Online communities that are like radicalized to do random acts of violence. And here you have Destiny's community actively pushing, Destiny using his community to actively come after me in a violent way. Streamer Destiny, Stephen Kenneth Bonald II, is attempting to incite his audience to attack, kill Hasan Piker in real life for arguing that Palestinians should be allowed to defend themselves against war criminals breaking into their homes to kidnap them in the middle of the night. Honestly, I think you could perfectly justify attacking and killing Hasan for IRL statements like this. People are saying, Destiny, this is just so far beyond the pale, it's actually unbelievable. Pepe, say less. Put me in. Cinema. Destiny, say no more. Salute. Okay, never mind. I'm re-Googling all this because I was under the impression that heritability literally just refers to general pattern observed between apparent options. Okay. Destiny, holy shit. Does this grant me moral authority to do it? Will Asmongold talk about how unacceptable this is? Probably not, considering that he himself is talking about how this should be like my accurate assessment of international law in the process of an illegal raid that an occupational force is conducting on an occupied peoples that is illegally occupied is what he perceives as a death threat. I fucking hate this industry, man. It really sucks. You said fun? Okay, well, I didn't realize that I was going to be getting fucking death threats from... I didn't realize that we were going to pass this red line as well, you know? Oh, well, stop being so passive. I genuinely think you need to use some of your resources on this one. It's going to make moves. Good to make moves when they're overextending. Yeah. To be honest, the fact that you even discuss his manners and maturity of interviewed opposition leaders to heads of state and ranking politicians, yet you keep talking about this terminally online gossip, slop entertainment. Well, I don't know if you noticed this, but the terminally online gossip, slop entertainment is being used as a vehicle to try to deplatform me for doing exactly that. And not only that, but also it has led to people issuing active death threats to their communities against me. So I think it's a little bit different than just like immature online gossip slop. At what point does it turn into like a real crime? I think this is the point where it has turned into a real crime. But will you consider it to be something beyond online gossip slop when I either get deplatformed or when I get killed, potentially, by a psychotic cult fan? I mean, that's a death threat. If I can't be upset about an active death threat, what can I be upset about? If an active death threat is considered gossip slop online, I don't know. This might surprise some people, but ignoring problems doesn't make them go away. Yeah, I mean, I wish it was the case. I wish it did. I have ignored it quite a bit. I've ignored it for the longest time, hoping that it does go away, but it seemingly does not, you know? Instead of taking care of his son, who is now turned into a Nazi, the sociopathic cult leader is actively telling his audience that it's moral to kill me in real life because I said Palestinians have a legal right to resist against an illegal occupying force conducting a night raid. Anyway, that's insane, man. Yeah, this is a solicitation to kill me from the guy who yesterday, I guess, admitted that he likes 15-year-old girls too. He attacks me just so he can maintain plausible deniability while he goes after Hasan, but I respect you, my Australian warlord. Bro, you literally say in the clip she's 15. What the fuck? Have you seen the 15-year-olds they're putting out today, though? Yeah, no, I mean, I posted this. Go boost it. No, this isn't fucking edgy humor, chat. That's crazy. That's not edgy humor. That's someone telling their community to hunt me down, justify attacking / killing Hasan IRL for statements like this. Anyway.